The brakes on Amber's old beat-up Toyota came to a screeching halt. She stared at the house in front of her through the windshield. It was an old Victorian, certainly showing signs of aging, but beautiful nonetheless. Amber stepped out of her car, taking a moment to breathe in the air and look around. The house was set in the middle of a large open field, a wall of trees surrounding the property. Amber felt isolated, but all she had to do was keep an eye on the house for Mrs. Warren over the weekend and, well, it would at least be a start. She grabbed her duffel bag from the back seat and began slowly walking toward the house. She thought about her daughter, Keke, and how her ex-husband, Mike, fought so hard to keep them apart. One bad decision is all it took for Amber to lose custody of her daughter. She never thought about using heroin. She didn't even really want to. But the police nor the judge didn't care for her excuses. Lucky for Amber, through a friend of a friend, she was able to land a house-sitting job, and it was one that would pay. $10,000 seemed a bit much, but by the look of the house, the Warrens were loaded. An old house in the middle of the woods by herself, with a large cash payout at the end. Amber knew it sounded like something out of one of her favorite horror movies, but the money and the thoughts of getting Kiki back were enough to get her here. The steps of the porch creaked as Amber made her way toward the front door. She took a moment to pause and look around. A pile of logs sat off to the side with an axe gently leaning against the railing. She turned to the door. It was massive yet inviting. Adorned with painted vines and flowers, the wooden double doors each had a crescent moon-shaped window, far too high up for Amber to peek inside. A crow landed on the railing behind Amber, startling her. She turned around to look at it, but in the distance along the tree line, she saw a baby deer emerge. Amber smiled and watched the deer come out from the trees and into the open field of dead grass that covered the property. Amber turned back around to knock when she gasped and nearly fell backward. The door had already been opened, and there stood a man in an ill-fitting black suit at least 2 sizes too big. He said his name was Daniel, and he worked for Mrs. Warren. The man adjusted his glasses and reached to take Amber's bag. He then stood to the side, ushering Amber into the house with a smile on his face.